Gazans marching in solidarity with the dead and injured in Egypt. But these demonstrations pale in comparison to those held when Mohamed Morsi was elected. Hamas has stopped short of calling for people to take to the streets, although it did publicly condemn last week's violence.
We condemn the brutal massacre that happened in Egypt, where a lot of innocent people became victims.
But Hamas knows it needs to keep relations with Egypt open and civil.
Whenever they see blood on the streets, and not only in Egypt and everywhere, they can't stand silent and they should say something. But at the same time, we say we won't stop talking to Egypt. In the end, this is our only way. Even if they kill people, we say our stand, we say our reaction, but at the same time, we can't stop talking to any people, because this is the only way that we go to the world.
And that way to the world, the Rafah crossing from Gaza into Egypt, has now been closed indefinitely by the Egyptian authorities. This, coupled with the Egyptian army's order to demolish many of the supply tunnels, has tightened even further the flow of goods coming in and people getting out.
When Mohamed Morsi took control in Egypt, people here thought their lives would improve. Hamas has closed ties with the Muslim Brotherhood, but they've since watched as the army ousted Morsi and as the security situation has deteriorated in Egypt, leaving them here feeling more isolated than ever.
We should be neutral, otherwise the impact, if we interfere, would be negative. We have been badly affected from the closing of the border and destroying the tunnels with the siege already imposed by Israel.
If Egypt decides to close the borders, it means the siege will be further strengthened, which means even less humanitarian aid. This is the last thing we need.
The only thing we can do is pray for more stability in Egypt.
But the leader of one Salafist group doesn't believe in staying neutral. He's calling for a jihad on Egyptian army chief Abdel Fattah el-Sisi.
I pray to God that one of the bodyguards of Sisi manages to assassinate him. Either one of the Mujahideen or his bodyguards succeeds in assassinating him. Anyone who helps this murderer, who is practicing all kinds of torture against our brothers in Egypt, and that God helps Egypt to establish an Islamic state.
Hamas cannot afford to side with the Egyptian Muslim Brotherhood. It has to look at the bigger picture, and that means trying to keep relations with its powerful neighbour, whoever is in charge. Turton, Al Jazeera, Gaza.